teaching, this is a calling. Because basically you are talking about nurturing young, vibrant men and women who are going to pick up the roles in the society. So, to be precise, when you are called upon to become a teacher, a little bit forget about how much you earn. Definitely think about how many children you're going to impact, because they look up to you. You and I understand very well, when you're growing up, there's that one teacher who molded you to be what you are today.
Yes, true.
And we used to believe, if a teacher said, even children take teachers ahead of their parents, what the teacher said is final. So it means during judgment day, if a pastor will be told to stand here, next person will be a teacher. And so teaching is a calling to me, is something I do with passion. I play with them, I nurture them. Though now, basically in Kenyan setup, me, I'm doing a British international curriculum, but definitely I was once an 844 teacher. So that is more about teaching. Otherwise, it's a good thing. You mold them. It's like I have a church every day.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Let's dive in directly into today's topic, unleashing your potential. What does it mean to unleash my potential? Or someone watching out there, what does it mean for he or her to unlock her potential?
Number one, I start by helping someone to understand what do you mean by the word unleashing. Yes. What do you mean by the word potential?
Yes.
Once you get to know the definition of those two words, now we'll come to realization that each one of us, we have a hidden potential that has never come out inside ourselves. For I to be a teacher today, there is somebody who saw something in me.
Yes.
And he motivated me and held my hand to take me where I am today.
Yes.
So I was trying to look at the definition of unleashing. This simply to cause or a strong violent force. Whereas to be released, unrestrained or unstoppable.
It's
something like coming
unlocking.
Out. Something popping up.
Yes.
So when you pop up or bring up the potential, what do you mean by potential? Ability that may develop lead to future success.
Yes.
So potential doesn't talk about just growing up.
Yes.
Talking about growing up successfully. And we can all agree when you go back to the Garden of Eden, the reason why God created us, men and women, we are supposed to dominate.
True.
That's why God created us. So the struggle we're going through today is because of sin.
Yes.
So sin came as a cover to cover our what? To cover our potential. Now there's a hidden potential. We have to go back to our Father.
Yes.
Like Gazemba, I need to go back to the author, the person who made. Like for example, I use a Samsung phone. Yes. In case it has a problem, it would be very wrong if I carry the same phone to Apostle.
Yes.
How it operates.
Yes.
So the way God created me as Gazemba, the maker.
To the maker.
I tell my Father, here I am today. I want you to unleash or show me, why did you create me? And we should understand, out of million people that are in the society, everybody has a potential. Ability is waiting for you to go to the maker to assist you to bring up your potential now.
True.
Thank you.
We are going to dive in directly in unleashing my potential, or someone out there want to unleash their potential. We have the self-awareness, the strength. How can I be able to use my strength and so I can be able to unleash my potential?
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful question. Before I answer it,
yes.
What makes most people not to unleash their potential? There's what we call fear.
Fear.
Of the outcome. And I like telling anybody watching this video, those who are watching us online, your potential starts where your fear ends.
Yes.
I was watching a clip one of these fine days on internet. I saw a gazelle being chased by a lioness. The gazelle was running very fast. But it reached at a point, it stopped, turned back. You know what happened to the lioness? Mm-hmm. The lioness also ran away. So the life of this gazelle to survive depended on where he stopped now. So most of us, young men and women of nowadays, some people could be very prominent business people, could be very great people in the society, yes. But they're living out of fear. And I was saying this morning, if there's the richest place you can ever visit, it's not even the uptown of centers or whatever place or urban centers. These are graveyards. Yes, graveyard. There are people who died out of fear.
True.
There are people who died and they're buried out of fear. If I do this, how will people say? Allow me just to say this in a nutshell. I'll continue.
Yes.
I like being testimony myself. I came to Nairobi some years ago, definitely after finishing school, because I've gone and brought up in Western Kenya part. So when I came to Nairobi, when I got my firstborn, it happened now that I don't have a job.
Yes.
I called my uncle who raised me because I lost my dad when I was 4 years old. So I called my uncle, you know what is it going to happen to me now? I've lost my job. I have this young, I have a beautiful girl in my house. My uncle told me, what you do, pack your things, come home.
Yes.
And I had to sit down and think. This man has raised me. Can he raise my son again? Can he raise my wife again? So I had that fear. And if I'm staying in this city, how will I survive? What are we going to eat? But the moment I stood firm, I said, no, there are men outside here. Let me face this city. That's why I'm sitting here today.
Very nice.
So we need to outdo anything. That's why it's finished. In every star, I've said this, there is a morning star you need to fight.
True.
There is a morning star for you to achieve what you want. Talk about Joseph in the Bible. For him to grow and become the king, there was Potiphar's wife waiting for him. He had to fight Potiphar's wife and overcome sin. Young men are dying out of sin. Young men are dying out of fear. Fear of outcome. What is going to happen next to me? Look at this story now. Talk about my father's death again.
Yes.
It is also a monster I had to overcome. For I to raise up. Now people are saying 1 term, 2 term, 3 term, 4 term. But for Ruto to be the president today, there was a monster of ICC.
Yes.
He had to fight and wrestle. And once he won, now he's the president.
He's the president.
Last example on that. Talk about David. There was this huge Goliath standing ahead of him. Once he defeated Goliath, he became the king.
The king.
So fear. Fear.
And what's that mindset that I will be able to use to change my mindset, to twist that mindset and make it a motivation that I am no longer living in a fear? What's that mindset?
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. This is what we call number one, self-identification. Do you know yourself?
Yes.
There are 2 people who know you very well. Yes. 2 people. If I ask you, say my father, my dad, my wife, to be precise, no, you are wrong. There are 2 people who know you. Number 1 is the devil. Number 2 is God. Those are 2 people who know your future. God wants you to assist you. When he talked about children of Israel leaving the Egyptian land, going to Canaan, God never promised them on what is going to happen in between. But he promised them a promised land. What did God tell Abraham? I'll bless those who bless you. And the land I'm going to give you is going to flow with milk and what? Honey. Now, self-identification to young men who are watching me, or anybody who's watching me this evening. Number 1, you need to ask yourself, who are you?
True.
Once you don't know your potential, you'll never unleash it. You'll never unleash your potential if you don't know you have the ability to do it. People look down at you. You can't do this. You're always try this one, try this one. At the end of the day, you become a puppet to people's lives.
Yes.
So we tend to make our stages to be our home. We are living, going somewhere. But now you reach at a point, because you don't know where you're going. Come on, you have to stop there. Because you don't know. What am I talking? The Bible talks about Psalms 131. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And of course, you know very well, a man without a vision is like a woman without beauty. So if you're a man or any creature, you need to have what you call a vision. Know what you want in life. I'm in Madare North, but just for a while. This is not where I'm supposed to be. I can mingle these people with my boda today, but this is not where I'm going. I'll never make this boda business to be my home. I'm doing this teaching course today. My vision is to own my own school. So I'll not behave like other teachers because I know who I am. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in the likeness and image of what? God. Go back to Genesis. We were created to dominate, to rule. Not to be ruled, to rule. What Jeremiah chapter 1 says, before I formed you, I knew you. Kabla Mungu atutengeneze alitujua. There is what you can do, my brother, I will never do.
True.
But once you sleep without unleashing your potential, you'll die with your vision. That's why somebody told me one day, the moment you get to heaven one day, God will open and show you the type of life you are supposed to live. You will cry. Point number 3 as I finish on that one. we talk about what is your potential. Look at, once you know who you are, then you understand why were you created. Why were you created? That's what you need to understand again. This one I'm backing up with Joshua chapter 43 verses 7. It explains to us why were we created. Once you know why you were created, very well, I wish I could get the notes there, Mary. Once you know, Joshua talked about guidelines to be prosperous. God is talking now to Joshua. He's telling Joshua, look, after the death of Moses, you're going to pick the mantle. You are a great man. You understand?
Yes.
Just imagine a young man sitting somewhere and God is telling that young man, you're a great man. We won't be having these useless suicides.
True.
People are causing funny things because they don't know who they are. Most men, young men and women, they're not living their life. They're living other people's life.
But once someone knows why he or she was created,
yes,
will be able to live now and to live or unleash their potential.
What I'm saying is this. Once, let me use this example because I'm a teacher. We tend to use known to unknown.
Yes.
If I'm living where we're sitting today, I'm going to Thika.
Yes.
The vehicle happens to have an issue at Kasarani. I will not stop there.
Yes.
It's either they fix the vehicle, we go, or I get another vehicle, I go, because I'm determined where I'm going.
Thika, yes.
Most of us, we are dying at our stages because we are employed, being bribed not to become the managers you're supposed to be. You don't know who you are. You understand?
Yes.
But once you know who you are, like me, I know I'm the son, I'm a son of the king. My father runs the world. My God owns the world. So whatever I'm doing today, I don't have money, yes. I know it's a season.
It's
just for a while. I know I'm facing this
just
challenge. It's just a stepping stone. But once I finish with this, there's a bigger testimony. Come on, ahead of me.
For you.
Because I know my potential. The elephant in the room here, my brother, we have to understand what is my potential. Once you know it, now work how to unleash, to bring it up. You understand?
Yes.
But if you don't know your potential, how will you bring it up?
No, there's no way you can bring it up, the potential.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I think one person should believe in him or herself. Just believe. Stop that mindset that I cannot do this. Just put that mindset that I can learn this and this. When I learn this and this, I can be able to unleash that potential. If I believe in myself, if I trust in the process, I will be able to unleash my potential. So my next question is goal setting.
Sorry, thank you. Goal setting and action plan. Yes. Those things go hand in hand.
Yes.
When you talk about a goal, action plan must be there. Yeah. That's why I've talked about a dream without an excursion. A vision without an excursion. It's just a dream.
Yes.
You just come here, shout, God bless you. How? What I was trying to say before we go to goal setting and action plan, we don't have the same potential. That's also one thing you should know. We are created unique. We are different. The problem, you can't be my age mate. You see me driving. You see me having a family. You see me doing this. You feel like you're a lesser human being. I like telling people to understand the time of seasons. I like what Ecclesiastes talked about, time and season. There is time for everything. But in everything, God has done what? Has made it beautiful.
True.
You understand?
Yes.
And God still says, his timing is not our timing. There is somebody in my village, he retired without owning anything. But once he opened the business after retirement, I was talking about this guy who owns again KFC. You know, of course, he's all over many countries. Yes. This guy opened that business at the age of 62. After retirement. So you can buy a car at 30 years old. You can own a home at 30 years old. I have nothing. But come on. As long as I'm in line with God, my time to unleash my potential will come. As long as I overcome my fear. So when you talk about unleashing your potential, somebody will be like, I have this potential. It has to come out now and now and now. No. We should also work with the timing of God. So we have the potential. Let's learn how to unleash. It might not pop up immediately. It can take time. Now you asked a very good question about setting goals and action plan. And I've just talked about a vision without excursion. This is a dream. This is where young men are getting it wrong. They have very many visions. If you talk to them, I want to do this. Then I'm like, what is your plan now? I teach in a class. I have boys and girls. I also do peer counseling. Sometimes I take them somewhere we talk. You know what, mister? I think I need to go back to America. Then I'm like, at this hour, the elephant in the room, the biggest issue ahead of you, have you done your mathematics assignment? you understand? Have you done your mathematics assignment? Are you revising? Do you have a revision schedule? Number 2, your parents, do they respect you or see any productivity in you? Or you're that type of a child, when your mother is leaving the house, they are locking all doors. Then you're telling me you're setting a goals. Goals to do what? So once you're saying you are setting a goal, let me to bring you back to football. Once I take you back shortly to football, football will be useless without goalposts.
Yes.
It'll be very useless.
Yes, useless. Very.
So the reason why people run that scheme made in our round shape is because there is a goal set there. So your life is useless without a goal where you're focusing at. And once you focus, set a goal and you focus, now you bring what you call action plan.
Action plan.
Once now you bring action plan, now you realize that you have a potential in you. You're focused doing something. So nobody will deviate you. When you get a girl on the way, you're like, you know what? This is not right now. This is where I'm facing. I need to marry somebody, but not now. No. You understand? Yes. When you get somebody who's talking to you about homosexuality, you're like, come on, this is not what God wants. Lesbianism, this is not supposed to me. Drugs, no, drugs will ruin my life. Because you have a set
goal.
Thank you.
In this same setting goals, yes, how can someone measure their goals and strategy? How do I measure my goals and strategy?
Thank you so much. I'm going to go back about, I talk so much about a believer. And I wish those who are watching much, they should try test Jesus in case they haven't. Because what I'm talking about, how will someone know his ability, his potential? You understand? These are things that God will give you. And God cannot give you a vision that knows very well you cannot accomplish. If I talk to you now, my brother, I can tell you maybe I want to fly outside the country.
Yes.
2 years not even in your mind.
Yes.
I can tell you maybe I think of driving a Mercedes Benz. You just say me, as long as I get an Audi, I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I can think of owning a home. Me, as long as I get an up country, build my home, I have no problem. What am I trying to say? God gives you a vision depending on your ability. That is why people are getting sick. That people are losing jobs. You understand? And there's somebody who has never lost a job since he was employed. Because God will look at this man, you know what? This man loses a job, it's the end of his life. But I, Gazemba, God knows I have the muscle. I can lose job, I can stand up again. You understand?
Yes.
So, root yourself in Jesus first. Now when he opens to you, now you can have the way to go. On the same note, I had a point on that one again. You'll never unleash your potential if you're not a risk taker. You'll never.
True.
You'll never unleash any goal if you're not, because you're operating in normality. I'm better than my dad 200 times. He died a farmer. I'm almost a graduate. You understand?
Yes.
My entire family, I'm the only one out of 6 boys in Nairobi. Because I had to sit down and say, come on. If it's to die, I like those men, if you look, even the book of 2 Kings, chapter 7, 3-7, there are some people who are like, if we stay this place, we're going to die. And if you face the Amalekites, again, we're also going to do what? To die. So what do they agree? We'd rather die facing them than face sitting here. So young men sitting outside there.
Take that.
I'm sorry I talk about men so much because I'm a life coach. I talk about young men so much. Young men watching me outside there. I'm insisting on this one. Take a risk. Avoid operating on normality. The moment you see your father as a successful man, you're a failure as a boy.
True. Now, thank you so much for that. Let's take a quick break. We shall be back with more and more inspiring questions and answers. I'm telling you, today we have Mr. Gazemba Moses. We are going to unleash your potential. See you after the break. Welcome back from the break, and I'm still here with Mr. Gazemba. Welcome back. Now, that was an intensive first half. If it's a football match, we'll say first half. But now it's first half of what we were talking about. Now, let's dive in. Let's continue talking about it. Now, habits and discipline. There are some habits that limit you from becoming who you are. Let's say, for example, procrastination. How will procrastination limit you from achieving your best?
Yeah, thank you so much. Definitely, procrastination, this is whereby, if I put in simple terms, this is where you are postponing. However, now the time has come. We are supposed to perform a particular task. But this is so much in us young men.
Yes.
Buy land, I'll buy next year. Do this, I'll do the other time. This one, I'll do the other time. That's what I'm saying. And the reason what makes people to start postponing what they're supposed to do is fear of the outcome.
True.
That's definitely. If you ask anybody, why do you not do this one? It's like, suppose I do it. What's the outcome?
They're scared.
They're scared of the outcome because, it's nature of human being. We don't like change. I'm used to this place. How do you want me to move to another place? That's why in every step in the Bible, when God wanted to use any servant, he was making sure he's moving that person from an area where he's used to. He told Abraham, you are leaving this land. He told Israel, you have to live here. When Jesus himself was born, he had to be moved. Even Moses, where he was born, he had to be moved because God knows very well. We have this mentality of understanding or getting used to a particular environment. Now, once I'm getting used to this particular environment, I'll not be able to do anything. What I'll be doing, I'll just be postponing. I can't move here because of this one. So this goes back to that point. Let's now come out of comfort zone and face the monster, which is our future. And I keep on telling people like this, for you to be a star, you have a monster to fight with. There's just a hurdle ahead of you. Don't fear. Yeah. It is your time. Face it. At that particular point. Let's avoid what we call procrastination. Today, tomorrow. This is the time. At the age of 20, 18, 13, whoever is watching me, this is your time.
Yes, I've seen Dr. Mike who was online. Is he still online? The tech team? Just a minute. As you're waiting for Dr. Mike to respond. Yes, he's back. Dr. Mike, welcome back to the show. You can have a one-on-one question to Mr. Gazemba.
Our co-host Douglas, and thank you, Mr. Gazemba, for finding time to join us on the Bonga Hour. I think, yes, we have had very great discussions with very good references from the Bible. And maybe what I would request him to address, because we are trying to help people in different areas, the young people, the old, the people in businesses, the students. So it is in different areas. So this is how we can also apply some of the principles of, unleashing potential in these particular areas. This is in school for those who are learning. Number two, there is also for people in the businesses. We have had so many youths who have ideas, but they don't know how to move forward. Others, they just see ideas, they can do something, but they are still lying idle. And finally, how can we also apply this in the Christianity area? I think we have given quite a number of references, but over and above Christianity, because this is more or less of everyone, how do we maximize beyond the regional boundaries for the Christianity, for the Muslims, for the Hindus, for all of them? But now for the students and also for people in business, and particularly the entrepreneurs, how do we apply some of these principles of unleashing potential? Maybe Mr. Gazeba, you can address some of that. Thank you.
You have raised very, very vital, very, very important questions. And business people, talk about not Christians, talk about Muslim, Hindus, or across, talk about church members or leaders per se or other areas. Anything we are doing, even the office you're sitting or where I'm sitting today, the driving force for I to unleash my potential is the vision I carry. I need to be able to see myself years to come. Where do I want to be? That's the only factor that can enable me to open my mind. But the moment I operate is as if I've achieved everything. I don't have to do anything else. And number two, we have talked about also about fear. You have the vision, the bridge now between you to unleash your potential to know where you're supposed to go. Fear now is operating. I'm getting used to this one. So I don't like me. I like people can take risks. You're a business, you have tried selling chapati today. Tomorrow, think of incorporating something. If somebody is buying chapatis from you today, is running to another person to buy beans, why don't you think of putting chapati, unleashing another potential of selling beans? Now, if I'm selling beans, I'm buying from so and so, coming, boil and cook. Why do I unleash a potential whereby I can get farm? I plant my own beans. Now, instead of I buying somewhere, I get from my farm. You understand? Now I come, I sell to people. There's a potentiality you have raised, you have unleashed, whereby you're setting up a different what? Income. You understand?
Yes.
Talk about students. This is very important. To students, very simple. I tell them for them to unleash any potential in them, they need to have what we call a mentor. Very important. Have somebody you're looking up to. Have somebody you're looking up to. You're able to see what this person is doing. If possible, get time to sit down with this person. Understand the struggles this person has gone through. And I keep on telling my girls, if they're watching, if you want to get a man who's driving a car, make sure you have yours. So that you can meet at a fueling station. You understand?
Yes.
So I'm insisting on students, no shortcut on this one. Have a mentor, have somebody you're looking up to. Also work on your habits as a student. Thank you. I think I've addressed. If there is anything, Dr. Mike, I haven't addressed, you can still ask, then we proceed.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. I think, yes, you have addressed so well. And allow me to actually add in, especially on the area of entrepreneurship. And I would like to say that entrepreneurship is one of the most interesting fields that people work on and succeed from scratch. We have seen people moving from dust to glory in the business world because of entrepreneurship. And when we are talking about the unleashing potential, in addition to what Mr. Gazemba has said, our listeners, it is great to ensure that, when you are doing entrepreneurship, is you are building a business and you are building up an idea. You want to take an idea to something that you commercialize until you put money in the pocket and also help other people to put that money in the pocket. As such, entrepreneurship, when you are talking about unleashing the potential, in line with what Mr. Gazeba had already talked about, a potential, it is getting to a level where you need to be or where you ideally should be in. But there are limitations between the current level and where you should be. Now, when you are defining potential, it is now that process where what will take you from where you are right now. If you are now operating a small business, say even worth 100,000, 50,000, and you need to operate a business worth 10 million. The 10 million, it is where you need to be in the future. The 50,000 is where you are currently. So the potential, you have the potential to put your mind together, to put up a strategy, to set your goals, to focus on the journey towards the 10 million. But it may seem impossible, but it is one of the most powerful processes where men and where people normally succeed. So when we talk about entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs and young people who are trying to come up with business ideas, it is good to note that we are not just builders of businesses. We are actually authoring some of the destinies where we need to be through the power of the dreams, the power of thought, the power of putting up ideas together. So that is very powerful when we are looking at especially the business world, when we are looking at unleashing your potential, getting to unlock what the limitations may be to get you to the ideal place you should be in. I think with that, I put a pause there for Mr. Gazemba to add in.
And I want to add on about pioneer and a settler. You know, a settler is somebody who is getting used to what is happening, is taking place. That's why I challenge this generation so-called Gen Z. I want them to come up and behave like pioneers, championing for new things. I like their spirit, but I think they just lack somebody to tap. And to make them unleash their potential. I enjoy when I go to town, I see people starting up some good business, taking photos, they send to your WhatsApp, they do that. These people become what we call pioneers. Yes. That is why any parent watching me there, sorry, my talking be so much about students because that's my field. We are parents. Gone are the days where you take your child to school. Once he or she graduates, she's going to get a job. These are high time we need to start training our children, our sons and daughters to go into technical courses. When they come outside there, they're not coming to seek job. They're coming to create jobs. This 21st century, very few industries are working. We are running paperless. Now we need people who are going to be creative enough. And I like saying this, Dr. Mike, as I wind up. For you to unleash your potential, at times, look for a problem, solve it. In entrepreneurship, look for a problem, solve it. Once you solve a problem, there is money in your pocket. Thank you so much.
I also think that in entrepreneurship, people should unleash their potential in social media. Because more people are in social media, businesses need now to go. We are no longer doing the outside, let's say the manual thing. Everyone is on social media. I think there's a lot of potential in social media, in online, for entrepreneurs. Yes. We are on habits. Let's go back to habits.
Yes.
Now we have the Messiah complex. These habits like Messiah complex, I'll give an example like when the firstborns. The firstborns have a lot of Messiah complex. They think they are the one, they are the deputy parents, they should do this and this and this. They end up leaving their potential, not unleashing their potential in order to bring up the other people's, to pull other people. So what can you say about the Messiah complex?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Maybe to put a request on that. If time allows, next time, I wish to have a session on parenthood. Yes. Because that's the demon eating of society now. Parents have delegated their responsibility to firstborns. So you finish school, you start working, all your siblings, they have crowded in your house in Nairobi, piling school fees. I don't know you're supposed to do what. Young men are dying out of depression. So when time allows us next time, we need to have a session on that.
Parenting.
We should not delegate our responsibility to our firstborns. They have their goals, they have their vision, they have their mission. In my desk now in church as we speak to you, there are very many cases on the desk. Women have moved out of their houses. Men are staying in the streets there. Because people have evaded their home. A home is for a husband and wife. Come on.
Yes.
Not for sister-in-law and brother-in-laws. A home is made. Bible says clearly in Genesis, a husband and wife will leave their home and come together and form a family. Not other people, I call them intruders. And this because of parents. So your failure as a parent, don't transfer to your kids. Play your responsibilities fully and make sure these kids who are unable to unleash their potential because of being overburdened. Some go to an extra mile, I sympathize with them. They take loans, educating their young ones. It is not bad. But as a parent, we are failing. We are failing these kids.
I think we should have time we discuss more on parenting and Messiah complex.
Yes.
What about the imposter syndrome? Coming up with the imposter, you are doubting yourself. You have that imposter syndrome. I cannot do this. I cannot do this. If I do this, I might do this and that. So what is one thing that I be able to do so I can be able to avoid the imposter syndrome?
You know, as I answer that question, sometimes we excel so much through pressure.
Yes.
That's the time the potential can come up very well. Because sometimes if things operate normally, you don't see what you can do. I can give you a story to answer that question. There's a day I once took a vehicle going home. I borrowed a friend's car going home, Western region. 6 hours drive from Nairobi. I could not drive on my own. But when I deal with somebody, you know what? When you're coming to the city, you're going to drive together. Reaching there, that guy got an engagement. He could not come. I have the vehicle. I need to report to work tomorrow. That pressure helped me to unleash my potential of driving for 6 hours. So most people are dying in their state because we need to be pressed a little bit. Even gold, I'm having a gold, even for gold to be tested, it goes through fire. That is where young men are running away. Shortcuts. How do they take their shortcuts? Oh, somebody's killing Kasarani. Somebody's done this one because they're not taking shortcuts. Shortcuts. For you to get this phone, I can see you have a nice phone. This is not your first phone.
Yes.
There are some procedures you went through to acquire the phone. Now, that young man in university first year, he wants to have a phone like mine today. You understand?
Yes.
Peer pressure can make one not to unleash his potential. Thank you. Maybe, okay, then bring your question before I finish, because I was to finish with something. Let me just touch something on being disciplined. All this potential, unleashing, potential, doing what? If you're not disciplined, forget about it.
True.
Discipline, even in business, what Dr. Mike has talked about, even in business, without discipline, you have got a profit today of 100 bob. Somebody has got a profit of 500 shillings. You want to live your life like the person has got. That somebody said one day, somebody is eating the seed, another person is eating the fruit. So you have a seed today. Me, I have a seed today. I'm eating my seed. Your business has blossomed, is running very well. You're eating your fruit. I should not compare myself to you. So young men, church leaders watching me, I want to talk about business entrepreneurs watching me. I discuss so much about discipline. Set your goals and have what you call financial discipline. What you don't need, don't buy. What you don't need, don't buy. If you are told you want to be prosperous, what you don't need, don't buy. Come on, why should you go to a 3-bedroom house and you're only two people?
Two people.
And you know very well, at home, your father left you with nothing. Just because you want to have that fantasy and fallacy, I stay in this particular place. I rather please my enemy than I please somebody outside there. So I want to speak about discipline that will help us to unleash our potential.
For me, discipline is paramount to everything. If you are not disciplined, you are not going anywhere. Yeah. Yes. So the next question is, I want us for help. The imposter syndrome that I want us for help. So there are people in the society that think they can do everything themselves. They won't ask for help. So how can you be able to tell them that, no, this is not the way to go. You should ask for help. Even if in Christianity, ask for help so that you can be able to go far. So what's that thing that you can be able to tell them that if you want us for help, this and this is not going to happen?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. That's a very good question. And allow me to put in the other angle again. I think we leaders or elders, those who have grown up, we have also contributed so much. Sometimes we don't tell these people who are growing up. Or those who have succeeded in business. Let me talk about Mwangi, who owns Equity Bank. Sometimes it doesn't tell somebody having a kibanda there where he began from. So this person running a small business, this person maybe starting this particular low class or whatever he's doing, he's like, how will I make it to be there? Because the moment they ask you, you don't say the truth. Let me talk about marriages. They don't tell you they are fighting.
No.
They come in the altar, hello, my darling wife. We have been married for 35 years. We have never fought. Come on. They're fighting every night. This one instills fear in those young couples. In business, when somebody makes a loss, he comes and tells you, know what, I had a loss of 50,000. Tell that person, I also made a loss of 200,000. Don't worry. You will come up. So fear comes whereby somebody does not get somebody who can. You know, it's good when I tell you my problem, my brother, you tell me, you know what, I was in worse situation than this. You will come up. Number two, you who is watching me, on the same note again, I like saying this, a problem shared is a problem solved. Talk to somebody. My heart is bleeding so much. In the high raising cases of suicidal, young men are killing themselves. Something they could just speak about and talk to somebody next to. Open up. If you're a young man somewhere, you're a girl somewhere, get somebody mature enough you can talk to. Share your problems. This person can guide you. That's why we bring back to our point. Anybody below age of 30, I always encourage them, have somebody above 50 you're looking up to. You can run to. You can talk to. And you believe you are on the same line. Because you can just be living an aimless life without having somebody you're looking at. So anybody below 30, encourage, get somebody above 50. At least he or she can encourage you. Thank you. I think that's what I talked about that one.
I think, Dr. Mike, if you have anything else to add on.
I have a few points to make about this. Definitely factors that hinder people from, clinging to their utmost potential. And one of it is what we feed our mind with. And this is where I would like to just differentiate between two things. One is being a critical thinker, and the other part being a critic. While we needed to unleash and bring out our fullest, bring out our hidden treasures within us, the power that is within us, to bring it out in a great way, we need to be thoughtful of what this means. Being a critical thinker on the ideas, on the goals, on the focus and that you have set towards your goal, and the kind of strength, the strategies, processes you have to go through to achieve what you want to achieve. It is important to be a critical thinker than being a critic. When you critique yourself so much, it is fine, but a critical thinker goes beyond critiquing yourself to trying to find solutions that can work, practical solutions. That said, there is also another part that is also very important. We have been referencing the Bible, and the Bible, this is the holy book. In the book of Proverbs 23 verse 7, the Bible says that, for as he thinketh in his heart, so he is. So as a man think in his heart, what somebody takes himself to be, That is how exactly they are. So if, for example, you take yourself as a person who is successful, a person whose destiny is great, you are speaking to yourself that, even telling yourself that my destiny is great. I am just but destined for greatness. This is the language of somebody on a transformative journey to unleash their fullest potential. On the other hand, there are people who would go to, I don't think that I can make it. I think there are those who are much better than me. I think I require too much to even start this kind of a business. For me, I have always been saying to them, friends I have been talking to, always share with about business, people have been counseling around business issues. It is not dependent on the quantity of money you have, but the quality of the ideas that you have. Because when you have the right ideas and you have your mind, you can easily commercialize these ideas. And that is the fact. So as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. So let us work on our minds and also what we feed actually our minds with. It is good to ensure that you always detox your mind with the negative energy. Detox your mind with the negative energy. And rather, inject positive energy. Inject positive energy that can help you make one little step at a time. One little step at a time. Focused on your goals. Your mind is so clear on what you need to achieve. And so it will be. Proverbs 23 verse 7. For a man thinks in his heart, so he is. As I also conclude, there are two facts that I have come to learn about people. Two critical facts. And the first fact is that many people actually, if you take 10 people, 7 out of 10, they actually underestimate their ability and what they can achieve. And this is dependent on what we put in our minds. To somebody who was always thinking that you cannot make it in a certain business, to students, to those who are thinking that, some of those subjects are so difficult, to somebody struggling from something like drug and substance abuse, and they think that this is like they are doomed for darkness forever. If you put it in your mind that I can't go on, if you put it in your mind that I can overcome this challenge, actually turning a problem to a challenge giving you the stepping stone to your destiny. We are able to overcome this challenge of underestimating our ability. So that is one big fact. We underestimate our ability and what you can achieve. Therefore, as we have read that as a man thinketh, so he is. Can you start thinking of the potential, the ideal place and ideal level you need to be in business, in education, in a family matter, in Christianity, or in your religion? That is the starting point. This is very important to overcoming the challenge of underestimating the ability you have and how much you can achieve. The second fact that is also disturbing too many people, it is lack to understand the motivation that is behind. Lack of understanding the motivation that is behind unleashing the potential. And in this line, I would like to say this, that we are always motivated. We are motivated when we talk about unleashing the potential. On our key motivation, it is the best in myself, the best that I can be. So if I know the best that I can be, it motivates me to know, to understand what I need to do to get to that level. For that reason, I challenge the young entrepreneurs, people listening to us, that there is something that is in you, something great. You may not have realized it, but it is something so, so great. And when you understand where you can be and the level you can be in, yes, you are not there. There are so many handicaps. You see so many mountains for you to climb to get to that level. But if your mind is clear that this, I clearly know this is where I can be in business. This is where I can be in my family. This is where I can be in my personal goals. This is where I can be in my studies. It is achievable. The motivation for unleashing the potential is actually understanding the best in yourself. And as I have also said, don't underestimate. Put it in your mind that you can succeed and that you can step to the next level. I never knew that I can succeed very much in education. I never knew that when you are sitting, I'm giving this example, with the students, say for example, from one of the best high schools nationally, and for some of us who studied in schools that are not even known by anyone out here, you think that because of that, I don't know anyone, I don't know how best I can be, but the motivation is this, that the same titration process in chemistry that happens in a national school, it is the same titration process in a day school back in the village, a school that is not known. So you are operating on the same level, the same measures, the same metrics are used to measure your performance. Because of that, we know where best we can be, irrespective of what level you are in. And we can wear that mindset of success. We can wear that mindset of a winner, and we can achieve it. We can achieve it. We can achieve it. So the yes, I can mindset, that is the mindset. The winner mindset, that is what to wear. And detox your mind from the negative thinking and the negative energy. Over, and thank you.
Dr. Gazemba, we are almost running out of time. Your parting words.
Just to add on what Dr. Mike has spoken about, allow me to deviate a little bit to the unleashing your potential.
Yes.
Some potentials will never be unleashed at your comfort zone.
True.
So don't expect things to work positively for you each and every time. Some of us, we are the way we are today. We were pressed with people. We were oppressed. We were frustrated with people. Little do we know, they are pressing us, the better to come out of us. So we should also allow other people to understand We excel through pressure. It's only pressure that brings the best out of you. Once you know you have house rent, you have fees for your kids, you are living a good life, the urge of you to go out and work reduces. But once you understand landlord is on my door, this guy has become a thorn in my flesh. I think I need to build my own house. Most people build their house, I visit them in Karen, my friends. Those people build houses out of pressure from the so-called landlord. So as we talk about unleashing potential, avoid the fear, we talk about be disciplined, we should also encourage people to undergo challenges that presses them, the best to come out of them. As I finish my closing remarks on this, Dr. Mike has talked about very two good things, but I want to put in this way. We have people who are called pessimists and optimists. A pessimist sees a challenge in everything. I was talking to a friend of mine during Corona period, COVID-19, that period. As we were busy complaining, we have lost our job, we have done what? A friend of mine who was working in hotel industry realized I can start sewing or making the masks. As we speak now, he's having one of the biggest shops, selling vitenge shop. And he told me to hell with being employed. So out of that difficult time, this person realized the potential in him. Now he's living a very good life. If you ask me, the other day he was telling me, can another corona come again? Maybe I can get another business idea. So most people are dying in small businesses because they have operated in a comfort zone. They don't have something to press them. So pressure in life, I accept, Dr. Mike. I want young men to understand. For you to sit where you're sitting today, you had to pay the price. As I finish, Mike is talking, this is my closing remarks, attitude. I'm a teacher every time I speak about that. If you spell the word attitude, ATTITUDE, then you go alphabetically, you arrange 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you add. Attitude will add up to 100%. So the way you think you are, that is who you are. Me, I walk majestic. There's no other gazemba in this world, whether you like it or not. Handsome is me, even you're not handsome. Handsome will start with me. Before I say you look good, I have to tell myself I look good. So my attitude is the driving force to where I need to unleash my potential. But the moment I start seeing another man better than me, I'm a failure. I can't get the good in me. I need to walk there. If I'm a teacher, I should inspire or admire to be the best teacher. If I'm a pastor, I should know I'm the best pastor. If you're an entrepreneur, know you're the best entrepreneur. Love yourself. Potential cannot be unleashed in you if you don't love yourself. Low self-esteem, make sure you have what we call high self-esteem. You are the best, my brother. No other man like you. Walk majestically. It might be a cheap suit, but it's what I have today. Let me walk, calculating my steps. They say this, Ra, jipe mwenyewe. Thank you.
For me, what I've gotten from this topic is, first, you should believe in yourself. Second, set clear goals. Yes. Third, embrace growth mindset. Have that mindset of growth. Take massive action. Step out of your comfort zone. Yes. Surround yourself with inspiration. Yes. Then develop discipline and resilience. Continuously learning and adapt. And finally, never settle. Never settle for less. This is what I'll tell young person there, entrepreneur, whatever you're doing there. If you take these key points, you're going to unleash your potential. For me, Dr. Mike, you have your last parting shot before we close the show.
To deal with, because it has the potential of changing somebody's life. And that said, my parting shot is to all our listeners, and just to acknowledge them. I can see quite a number of people online who are listening to us and who are posting various comments. I can see ZP, I can see Bonnie Monga, I can see Dan Tush, I can see Samuel saying he is tuned, Favor Charles saying he is tuned, Lucy Wanja saying she's tuned. I can see Maggie Gadoroko saying she's tuned. And Lucy Wanja says she has understood one key point. Don't underestimate your potential. Hiyo nimeshika kabisa. I have seen Faith Dungu saying she's tuned. I can see Carrie saying that, wow, going beyond my comfort zone. That's my take home. And quite a number of people, Simon Mathenge, who are all watching us online. Thank you so much for your comments. And we believe that this message shall transform somebody's life, and that we can follow through these motivational talks through the various platforms that we have set. That is, we have Dr. Mike. This is an FB page. We have Kenya, and this is a YouTube channel. We also have MTS Eventive, which is the company that is supporting us to air all these content and this show live. And we appreciate all of us who have joined us. Thank you so much. And we pray that it will be, just the starting point of always going on with this weekly conversation every Wednesday from 3 p.m. To motivate, to talk, and that is why we call it bonga, to bonge, as we try as much as possible to unleash our potential and to get to the best that we can be. I think till next Wednesday at 3 p.m. God bless everybody, and I wish you a relaxed week. Unleash your potential. Thank you so much.
I've had it, unleash your potential.
Maybe to say last thing as we close, if you need, I'm a life coach myself. I would say I'm Mr. Gazemba. You can follow me at YouTube, Mr. Gazemba, on TikTok, Mr. Gazemba, Facebook, Moses Gazemba. I'm a life coach. Let's unleash, especially where I'm patting my shots, young men, young girls. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It was a wonderful time. God bless you. Thank you.